Sierra Oscar from 8-5. Yeah, I'm outside the cafe now.
Make mine strong, no sugar.
Not here, George. You get what's poured.
I've asked them to stop twice.
You're the lady who telephoned, are you, madam?
It's been going on half an hour.
And what name is it?
Parker, as in nosy.
It's Margaret I'm thinking of. Apple Green.
You pulled your chain, Noddy.
Snoopy strikes again, eh?
With an E.
Sorry?
Green with an E.
Oh, right. And what's the problem exactly, Mrs. Green?
I should have thought it was obvious, officer.
A bit of music.
I'm worried about Margaret Hurst. The young woman in there.
Why's that then?
She can't control them. They take advantage of her.
Who do?
You want to go and poke your hooter in a ferret hole?
If you don't mind, sir.
And you wash your mouth out.
Still not clear, Mrs. Green. You reported a disturbance. Is it the noise or what?
My customers object. It's bad for trade.
And did Mrs. Hurst ask you to complain?
Miss Hurst? Not in so many words. But they frighten her, all those men.
There you are. Right, let's go and have a look then, shall we? You all right, love? All right. Pack it in.
No chance.
You got any change, please? What's that supposed to be?
All right. Hey!
You talking to me?
Run for the cavalry or what? Belt up, will you? Back to work.
Thank you. Right, well, go on. You heard what the man said. On your bikes. Playtime's over. That includes you two.
Hello.
What are you up to, miss?
About here.
Very funny. Begging's an offence. You aware of that?
Who's begging?
Not in the mood for games.
Wasn't my fault. I asked them to stop.
It's the same down the cemetery. They treat it like Hyde Park, lying on the grass with their radios blaring.
Come on, out.
I haven't finished my tea.
I said out. Thank you, sir. Oi. You stupid bird!
Here all night?
Could be worse. Stinks, that's all. Got any disinfectant?
What's your name?
Don't have to tell you.
See, lawyer too, are we? What about the notice?
What, do you want to give me something?
I didn't hear that.
Your money's as good as anybody's.
Where do you live?
Wherever.
It's a straightforward question, miss. What's the address?
Why?
Where'd you come from?
Got the price of a cup of tea, please?
Get yourself a job.
Hey! You're off your trolley.
If you say so.
You want to get arrested?
No.
You knew it was out of order.
Who?
The lad. Boyfriend, is he?
Don't half want to know a lot.
Just your name and your address.
Telling you ain't gonna help, right? Somebody's got a spare coin, so what? What's wrong with giving it to me?
You were begging. That's an offence under the Vagrancy
I'll
Act.
give it a rest. What else am I supposed to do?
Get yourself off home.
Off your patch, you mean?
I mean somewhere decent.
There's nothing decent about Manchester. All right. So now you know where I come from. Satisfied?
Tell her. She started it.
I just asked for the noise to be turned down.
He'll go mad if he sees a police car outside.
Coming in here, shouting the odds.
You are. You're obnoxious.
What about this then? It's kaput, lady. Crack!
All right. The lady didn't touch your radio.
You what? I'll gut her.
No, sir. You'll get on your way.
I'm not moving till you've sorted it.
Just find the party who smashed your radio and sue him if that's what you want. It's not my problem.
Is that all you've got on offer?
Seems fair enough to me.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what you can do with your fair enough, matey. Shove it! Hey!
Where are we going?
Sort a few things out.
Tried social services, if that's what you mean.
Try 'em again.
And housing.
Housing where? Here or at home?
I'm not going back.
Not much choice.
Look, call that begging.
Pound or a penny, miss? Make any difference. So stop trying it on. I like things cut and dried, understand me? So we're going to fix you up, whether you like it or not.
Fit you up, you mean?
Fix up, I said, with a cup of tea for starters.
I'm not coming.
Right. So I'm going to have to nick you anyway. You'll have a record.
How do you know I haven't got one already?
If you had, you'd be sensible. Do things my way, now.
Well, you've taken your time. My wife rang half an hour ago.
Oh, that's Thorn Williams, is it? Oh, sorry about that, sir. What seems to be the problem?
We've had a new fence put up.
Oh, found a cowboy, did you? Well, there's enough of them about.
Our neighbour's trying to knock it down. She's at it again. We knew she'd be annoyed. There was only wine netting between us before. She used to spend half the day staring through it, trying to see what we were up to.
Oh, nothing illegal, was it, sir?
What?
Had her still in there, did you?
I'm sorry.
That's my little joke.
You better come through.
They're not too hard to handle, little old ladies. Well, most of them. Unless she's a female Goliath, of course. I'll take it she isn't, is she, Mr. Williams? You know, larger than your average little old lady.
I'm not telling you anything, so you're wasting your time.
Not even your parents' address?
Nope.
I've got parents, eh?
Might have.
And they might just like to know that you're okay. They chuck you out, or what? How much for one, mate? Cheers. Here.
I don't like apples.
Come on.
Been footballing, Taffy?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
You going to the canteen, Taff?
No.
You asked, mate. Anyone using the interview room?
No.
I'll sit you in there, get you a cup of tea and have a word with the sergeant. All right. Straight in there. Keep an eye on it for me, will you?
Very nice. It's not a bad job. That must have set you back a
What
bit.
are we going to do about...
Will you speak to her?
Well, she hasn't actually caused any damage, Mr. Williams. Well, not what you call damage. Well, as far as I can make out.
It's only a matter of time.
She's been banging at it all morning.
Yeah, but I mean...
I can't stand people who yes but all the time.
Oh, right. I'm like that myself, as a matter of fact. No offence, man. Oh, sorry about that.
So you're saying she has to destroy the thing before you do anything?
Well, no, of course not, madam.
Oh, so you will speak to her?
Well, I'll try a diplomatic word. I mean, will she speak to me? Will she let me in?
Probably not.
There's a back gate.
What's the lady's name up there?
Jenkinson. Mrs. Jenkinson.
Jenkinson. Tom. Mrs. Jenkinson? Hello? Mrs. Jenkinson? Can I have a word? Jeez, that was a pun. They let themselves go, you know, some of these old dears. It's very important that keep yourself up to scratch. Here, bro, gives a leg up, bro.
Is that in order?
Well, I suppose technically speaking, I'm about to commit a trespass. On the other hand, sir, you don't want me to talk to the lady.
Yes, I suppose so.
No, sorry. Excuse me, Mrs. Jenkinson. Sorry to disturb your kip. I wondered if I could have a word about the fence.
Get out! Oh, get out!
All right.
Get out!
Sarge,
Tony.
I've just brought this girl in.
No vacancies, I'm afraid, son. All accommodation fully booked.
I don't know whether to charge her or not.
Lucky boy, don't they usually charge you?
Come on, Sarge, this is serious.
I'm all ears.
I caught her under the flyover, begging.
Section 3, Vacancy Act 1824, any person wandering abroad. That means Benidorm, places like that.
She was sleeping out.
Section 4, any person found wandering in Benidorm, lodging in any barn, disused building or in the open air. Wouldn't mind a couple of weeks sleeping out in Benidorm myself. Where is she?
Give her a cup of tea. She's in the front interview room.
Bring her in.
I'm not sure, Sarge. I thought that maybe you could caution her.
Why? You've grown a heart all of a sudden?
I don't see what good it'd do putting her up in court. Look, talk to her, will you? See what you think.
Not down to me, it's your decision. I mean, why bring her in at all if you don't know what to do?
I think she needs help.
Florence Nightingale now, eh? What do you know about her?
Not a lot. She comes from Manchester.
Name?
No.
Good start.
She's only a kid.
What do you mean, kid?
18, 19.
You're guessing, are you?
Didn't ask. She wouldn't have told me anyway. What's the drill, Sarge?
Tony, it's your case. I can't make up your mind for you.
Look, she's homeless, sleeping out, begging. It'd do no good banging her up.
Then don't bang her up. But when you've made up your mind whether you're a copper or a social worker stamp, or even worse, a politician, let me know. Meanwhile, find out the girl's name, her age, and her last fixed abode. And when you've done that, then you can bring her in and we can deal with her. Or if you still have a heart that's bleeding, pack her off to one of the caring agencies. I'm sure they've got nothing better to do either.
Thanks, Sarge. Been a great help.
There's no need for that, missus.
Sleeping up on people.
I only wanted to talk about...
I know what you wanted. I'm not deaf.
Anyway, it's the couple next door.
I know who it is.
What have you got against their fence, eh?
Nothing. It's him.
Seemed all right.
Grown Tom's there for years. Best spot in the garden. Always done well there before. It's ruined them, that fence.
Yeah, I can see it's a shame, but I'm...
Oh, don't you butt me, young man. That's what makes me most mad. And it's got nothing to do with policemen. It's what they call a domestic. So you can keep out of it.
Well, it's hardly a domestic, madam. Not technically speaking, I know what you mean.
It's domestic. That young woman next door's my daughter.
She didn't mention that.
Oh, well, she wouldn't. She knows I don't think much of that wet lump she married. So, now what are you going to do?
Well, to be honest, madam, I'm not sure.
Then stop trespassing in my garden.
Look, it's their own now, Mrs. J. Why don't you just let them get on with it?
I'll give you Mrs. J.
Why should she talk to me?
You're a woman.
We have some uses then.
So I'm told. I've yet to see it.
You've got a nerve. Anyway, I'm supposed to be on the desk.
Yeah, I know. I'll look after it.
Well, Sergeant Penny won't be pleased.
He is out.
All right, but you owe me.
If you get anywhere.
Whether or not.
No wonder your lot are running all the corner shops.
That's racist.
Yeah.
What's up, Reg?
It's industrial injury.
I know a bloke with influence in the Federation. I'll have a word with him if you like.
That's not funny, George. There's too many risks in this job. We should get compensation.
Talk to Brownlow.
Yeah, don't you worry. Is Cathy Marshall about?
Why? Does she do massages?
Oh, forget it.
You need a cold compress.
Compress what?
Get some ice from the canteen.
Hey,
It's the best thing. Brings down the swelling.
You got the brownie badge, did you?
Either that or cover the area in cold water.
You're not on a YTS scheme.
Don't be daft. You've got to have a fixed address. And you've got to be 16.
Aren't you?
I wasn't when I left home.
When was that then?
You're worse than him.
Who, Tony?
Yeah, he looks like a Tony. He's a pig.
Ah, we all are, aren't we?
Yeah. Some are bigger pigs than others, though.
Tony's big, all right.
And he uses it.
How do you mean?
Some people do. It's because they're big, they think they can push you around.
Oh, come on. Tony didn't push you around, I bet.
He's like me dad.
Your dad? Is he a copper?
Don't be stupid.
Somebody has to be.
He's in the rag trade.
And your mum?
She does the market sometimes. When you gonna start then?
Start what?
Talking. This is dead boring.
Tony said you wanted to talk to me.
You lying cow. I'm saying nothing, I told him that.
You got nothing to lose. We might be able to help.
And you might not.
Can but try.
You're wasting your time. Especially you.
Why me? Because I'm a policewoman.
Because you're a packy.
I'm not, as it happens. Why does it make a difference?
Just does. We had hundreds of them at our school. Never talked to us, would they?
Did you talk to them?
They always ran off.
When did you leave school?
I'm saying nothing.
I can't help you unless you do.
I don't want your rotten help.
You prefer to go on living rough, would you?
Yes. Rather than talk to you, I would, yeah.
Up to you.
I left last summer. I'm over 16, so there's nothing you can do.
Wouldn't it be worth just letting your parents know you're okay?
That's up to me too.
I'm not saying it isn't. There are people who'd let them know for you. You don't have to do it yourself or say where you are.
I won't mind my mum knowing. You needn't think you've won anything.
You're the one who's winning.
Your boyfriend used to smile a lot. Dad hated him.
Why?
And you lot, wasn't he?
Asian, you mean?
Packy.
I'm Indian.
Same difference?
Not to us.
You all look the same.
Does he live in Manchester?
Dunno, I haven't seen him for a year.
What's his name?
I'm not telling you. Mum used to go out with coloureds before she married Dad.
Yeah?
Yeah, she lived in Greece for a while.
Greeks aren't coloureds.
She went out with an Arab for about 2 years. Dad says I take after her. Call me boyfriend Laura's bit of sleaze.
You seem a bit mixed up.
What, are you a shrink or something as well?
You don't like me, you don't like packies, you don't like coloureds, you don't like foreigners. But you had a black boyfriend.
He wasn't black, he was brown.
OK, brown. How old are you really, Laura?
How do you know my name?
You just told me.
No, I never.
There's no other way I could know.
16.
Just or what?
Nearly 17.
You look older.
So would you if you'd lived like I have for the past year.
I thought it was only a few months.
It's a year, nearly.
I'd like to get these stories straight.
That's all coppers ever think about.
How long have you been in London?
This time round, ever since I found out.
Found out what?
Look, is he going to charge me or what?
Who, the big pig? What good would it do? We'd rather help. There are agencies we can talk to.
Oh, yeah, like Life, I suppose.
So you're pregnant, then?
What if I am?
Only asking.
Not a crime.
Depends.
What's that mean?
How old were you when it happened?
Oh, don't give me that.
It makes a difference. How pregnant are you? Did your boyfriend know how old you were?
Nothing to do with him.
You mean he isn't the father?
Yeah, I mean, no, he isn't. I went back.
Home?
About 4 months ago. I got fed up with it.
With what?
What do you think? Concrete and the smell of piss. Being cold and hungry all the time. People treating you like you were some sort of idiot or something. I thought things might have changed.
Hadn't they?
That's when I got pregnant.
So you did see your boyfriend?
No.
No? Somebody new, was it? Somebody casual?
I saw my dad again, didn't I?
Oh.
So what you going to do about that?
I don't know.
Speak to social services?
I expect so.
Don't bother, I already have.
What did they say?
Go back, they said.
To Manchester?
Where else?
Did you tell them everything?
No.
Does your mum know?
Don't be stupid.
I don't suppose you want to tell me your father's surname?
Would you?
No, probably not.
Where are you going now?
Have a word with Tony.
I don't want locking up.
You won't be. More tea?
Wouldn't mind something to eat.
Hang on, I'll take you down the canteen.
Don't believe it. How did you get that out of her?
Got to tell someone, sometime.
God, they make me sick.
Who?
Families. I'd kill him. You know that? If I could get my hands round his throat, I'd just...
Do nothing.
You want to bet? Anyway, thanks.
Yeah.
Do you want to ring them?
Social services. I promised her something to eat.
I'll only yell.
Yeah, all right.
Will they prosecute?
Depends. On inquiries at home, I suppose.
Someone should.
I doubt if she would. Not her own father.
I'd make her if it was down to me. Go and fetch her in a minute. When's your last decent meal?
Won't get one here, will I?
You never give up, do you?